This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Chelsea. Chelsea is a champion surfer, so she's accustomed to moving super fast, which is why she relies on super fast broadband brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her family sharing and surfing and saving each month. Combined, she bundles her Flow mobile, home phone, and TV services, so she can enjoy much more for much less, and so can you. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
This is the Barbados State Evening News Update for Friday, April 15. Thank you for joining us. I am Fernella Wedderburn. Topping the news this evening, and General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Toni Moore, is labeling recent attacks on teaching staff by students as workplace violence. Moore's comment comes on the heels of reports that a teacher was forced to seek medical attention this week after she was spat on and kicked by a female student. Both the Barbados Union of Teachers and the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union have called for the student to be expelled. The union leader told the media this morning that the issue must be of concern not only for the education system, but for the wider society.
Well, certainly the BWU abhors violence in all forms. That's violence at the level of domestic violence, workplace violence, and this particular matter is a matter of workplace violence. Is not coming in the format that we would customarily expect it to be, because when one speaks of workplace violence, you tend to think about peer versus peer. But in the context of teaching and not in the context of our educational system, it should be an issue that concerns not only the teachers involved, not only the parents of the children involved, but it should be one that concerns us as a society that is regarded as a mature society in our 50th year of independence. And it should tell us something or ask us to question ourselves about the value systems that we have and where these are breaking down and where they need to be corrected. I stand on behalf of the Executive Council of the Barbados Workers Union in strong support of positions taken by our sister unions up to now.
Moore was speaking following the media launch of this year's Labor Day celebrations. Former Public Relations Officer Jasmine Payne today admitted to the Employment Rights Tribunal that she did not have the qualifications that she claimed to possess when she took up the job. Payne was dismissed from a post at the Barbados Vocational Training Board when her employers discovered that she did not hold a degree in political science and history. She has taken her case to the tribunal, claiming wrongful dismissal. The matter has been adjourned without a date being set following today's session. Finance Minister Chris Sinckler tells customs officers who are objecting to the merger with the Barbados Revenue Authority that it can work. Sinckler was delivering the third annual lecture of the Financial Services Commission last night. He says the government would not be daunted by the challenges being faced in its plans to merge the two entities.
It has not been an easy task merging staff from the various entities and the different cultures and ways of doing business and working with the unions and this body's pension and all of these other things, which I know that the chairman of the Barbados Revenue Authority has to contend with on a daily basis. And I applaud you for the poise and dignity with which you encounter the harassment from the unions. But we know that it can work, because the FSC has done it. This model that we propose for the Barbados Revenue Authority can work. The FSC has done it. All of the issues you have heard canvassed by everybody about the place. What's going to happen to this public servant, this place we don't like it, and the new accountability structures, they have done it. And they have proven that it can work.
Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite tells the legal fraternity government is tightening up on checks and balances of their operations. Brathwaite was addressing a meeting last night of Impact, a project designed to improve opportunities for justice. Brathwaite told lawyers there is a need for better regulations given the strong public criticism of attorneys.
I'm putting you on notice that with or without your cooperation, I will take a new Legal Profession Act to Parliament before the end of the year. That is my promise and that is my pledge to you with or without your cooperation. But I want you to cooperate. I want you to focus on the areas that I've mentioned. The area of discipline. You know that the bar has taken a significant beating over the last couple of years. You just have to listen to any calling program. We need to improve in that regard. The public needs to feel that when there's a complaint to the Bar Association that is receiving your attention and is receiving impartial attention, they have the ability to have a fair hearing before a disciplinary body. Again, I want your feedback because it is in your interest, it is my interest for us to get it right.
Education Minister Ronald Jones says government should announce a new policy on the use of cellular phones in schools by September. He says the mobile phone policy would reinforce the ministry's other initiatives and would also encourage sensible use of the technology.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, Trinidad and Tobago's protective services have been querying compensation packages announced by the government. On Wednesday, they were questioning the payment of their collective agreements, and on Thursday, they pointed to a possible faux pas by the Ministry of Labour, where she said that only police officers would be entitled to the $1 million payment for officers who died in the line of duty. More in this report from TV6 News.
It wasn't immediately clear if this was a mistake on the part of the Labour Minister or a new policy of the government. But former Minister National Security Gary Griffith cleared up exactly what was announced during his administration.
The request I had made to Cabinet that was approved was based on members of the Ministry of National Security, which should have been police, fire, and the defense force, killed in the line of duty whilst on duty. But then after, it included the prison service after, because they were in the Ministry of Justice.
But whomever gets paid, the minister says it's not as easy as bringing a note to Cabinet as the opposition has been saying. She says it has to go to Parliament. Minister Baptiste Primus's announcement is just the latest to anger an already angry protective service. On Wednesday, they came together to denounce the 50% cash, 50% bonds payment as suggested by the government. The minister, however, did apologize for the lack of consultation.
On the international scene, a second powerful earthquake has rocked the southern Japan city of Kumamoto in the middle of the night. It struck one day after a tremor killed 9 people. The magnitude 7.3 quake measured a depth of 10 kilometers, causing some damage but no casualties. Japan is regularly hit by earthquakes, but they rarely cause significant damage because of strict building codes. There are fears that a number of people may be trapped in collapsed buildings after the new quake. And finally, the 5 largest economies in the European Union have agreed to share information on secret owners of businesses and trusts. The move comes on the heels of the so-called Panama Papers leak. The UK, Germany, France, and Italy and Spain have agreed to the data change. More in this BBC report.
A show of unity. Britain joined Germany, France, Italy and Spain to announce a crackdown on international tax dodging. Chancellor George Osborne among the 5 European finance leaders promising to work together to find out who really owns the secretive shell businesses and trusts by automatically exchanging information.
Today we deal another hammer blow against those who would illegally evade taxes and hide their wealth in the dark corners of the financial system.
Earlier, the president of the World Bank told me that in the future, tax cheats would find they had fewer places to hide.
Transparency is the wave of the future. We are not going to go backwards and become less transparent over time. I think the notion that you can hide illicit wealth, or you can avoid paying taxes, I hope that that's going to be an idea that gets eroded more and more.
To crack this problem, more needs to be done. But can politicians from the EU's 5 biggest economies persuade leaders gathering here in Washington to join them?
And that's news. Remember, there's more on our website at www.barbadoscity.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. Do have a wonderful weekend.